2/5 of the world's plants are at risk of disappearing, with a new report warning it's a race against time to find and save new species. Research from the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew found that people are also missing out on the benefits from fungi and other plants which could be used in medicine, energy or even growing crops to help survive climate change. Sky's climate change correspondent Lisa Holland is there and she joins me now. Lisa, what are the botanists hoping that we all can do to try to protect the natural world?
Hello Jane, yes, I think that people are very much hoping that by highlighting the plants and the fungi that are at risk, that with greater awareness, greater care will be taken to try to preserve them. So we're in the Princess of Wales glasshouse at the Royal Botanical Gardens in Kew, and there are literally hundreds of incredible plant species here. Of course, remember out there in the wider world, these are the kind of plants that you find all across the world, for example, the Amazon, Southeast Asia. Now with me is Professor Phil Stevenson. Good to talk to you, Phil. You've got a report out today, Kew Gardens have got a report out, because you've joined forces with scientists from dozens and dozens of countries across the world to try to put together this picture of how much of the world's plants is at risk.
That's right. We have been working with about 200 scientists around 42 countries to make a state-of-the-art, right up to the minute assessment of plants and fungi. And the shocking news is that about 2 in 5 plant species are at risk. And the reason this is a problem is because many of these plants have great value to us. They provide services like medicines and foods and carbon capture. So we're really wanting to highlight the risk that plants are at.
And how many plants would you say are at risk at the moment?
Well, there's about 350,000 species of plants that we've described, of which 40% are at risk. We don't know so much about the fungi, we don't know enough about them. We've described about 150,000 species, but there's estimated to be nearly 4 million species, so quite a lot more to discover there, so we don't know so much about those.
And the thing is, of course, you know, all plants are beautiful, but they've got a lot of special uses as well. I mean, just looking here, right behind us, we've got the water hyacinth. Just looking at that, you'd have no idea of its other uses, would you?
Absolutely. Probably one of the world's most notorious weeds. It's choking up riverways and waterways in many parts of the world. But actually, there's new work that's looking at using this as a biofuel, fermenting it down and producing gas quite naturally from plant materials. So a lot of wonderful ways that we can use plants. And I think that's a really important part of the message of this report. It's not just saying, oh, how terrible, so many plants are at risk. It's providing all this new information about how we can use them and trying to draw attention to the value and benefits of plants and fungi.
Now we know that the Chinese leader Xi Jinping is going to be speaking at the United Nations later today. In a word, it's a real corner change, isn't it, to have someone like him from a country, a superpower that actually has sacrificed quite a lot ecologically in order to get to where they are, but yet at the same time having someone like him engaged to try to get this message across is a good thing.
Absolutely brilliant. And what we hope is that this report becomes a tool of knowledge for decision makers and individuals to make better decisions about conservation in the future.
Professor Stevenson, thanks very much indeed. So this is the kind of tropical area, if you like, so much more here at the Botanical Gardens, but that message, of course, of the importance of preserving biodiversity in the battle, of course, to tackle climate change as well.
Lisa, thanks very much.